G'day, welcome to Geoguessr. Let's do Australia. Now today I thought we would have a look at Darwin. I actually got a Darwin suburb today on a game of Diverse World, and I could pick it because I actually lived here for a little while. And the suburbs in Darwin the houses have a pretty distinct kind of look. Let's see if we can find one and I'll show you. Where can we go? Let's go to... this is kind of stupid, but Dick Ward Drive goes into Fanny Bay for the juveniles amongst us. Come on, let's pick a suburb, any suburb. We'll just go around here. Let's go there. Not the best choice. Can I get out? Oh, I know this place. This is where they have the markets. And you can buy jackfruit and all sorts of tropical fruits. There's a lot of Asian people and Asian food in Darwin. A lot of green mango salads and yeah, good stuff. Here we go. This will do. That is very typical for units in Darwin. And so are these fences for some reason. Let's have a wander around, see if I can find a typical house. They have windows like this. You see, oh, hang on, that's not one. These are? No. The windows have panel slats because it's so hot in Darwin. You need to have aeration most of the time. You see, Darwin's pretty recognisable. It doesn't look like anywhere else. Can I go down here? No. Okay. Doesn't have good coverage then, does it? A lot of the houses are double story, and it's kind of like Queensland in that you'll have the under part of the house free to hide under in the day and sit under there at night and have dinner and stuff like that. It's a pretty small town. I mean, yeah, there's not a lot of buildings, but that's about the general height of it. I'm just going to keep going until we hit an estate. I guess you could mistake it for Queensland, for Brizzy or Cairns, or even Alice Springs. Come on, where are the houses? There's the city skyline, if you can call it that. There we go. There's your typical Darwin house. Yeah, you can see here that it has those, you can just see the slats on the windows, and that's pretty typical. A lot of the houses won't have that understory, they'll just have an open underhouse. I guess it is pretty recognisable and it might come up, but that's Darwin for you. A lot of beautiful swimming water holes, some pretty national parks, a lot of crocs. There's actually tons of crocs. Like it gets really hot, but you can't swim in the ocean up here because there's crocodiles and they have croc traps in the bay. I did know a few young men when I lived up here that swam every morning in the bay anyway, because, whatever. Generally, they try to keep the water holes clean. of crocs if they can. But sometimes they don't. So there's Darwin for you. Fairly open, clear skies. These fences are quite prevalent. Low skyline. That's Darwin. Now Twitch is very slow tonight, so I thought I'd do a video. We've got Pete's stream on, and it's quite a popular stream, and I love watching Pete. He's got great charisma. But you get a lot of that, let's do Urban World or Geoguessr, and it just turns into a Google fest. Like everyone just Googles it, you know, like it's just like, I just can't deal with it. It's like when you don't Google stuff and you're playing properly and there's like 50 people in there just like frantically Googling the name of a fucking place. I'm just like, what's the point? Really? Anyway, enough whinging. I'm Australian, not a pom. Oh, I'll take that off because I'll make it a challenge. Challenge. We'll make it no move. Now let's see if we're improving. Whoops. That's my last GP to guess. Okay. I don't understand why all of these potato photos are not just potato, but it's like they've taken them all at like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning or like 9 o'clock at night. Like, what are you doing? Okay, first thing I'm seeing is this soil, although the lighting sucks. That is kind of Tasmanian-ishy. Not quite, but almost getting that way. It's got that deep brown kind of rich soil. Like Australia, all our potatoes are grown in Tassie because it's rich potato growing soil. These are prevalent in Victoria. I can't see any hills surrounding me. What kind of grass do we have? We've got I can't tell if that kind of heathy Moroni one is there. I think it is. All right. I'm going to go Tas, but I'm not confident at all because there's no mountains around. If I wasn't going to go Tas, I'd go Southern Victoria. Let's try up here. Well, it was Southern Vic. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. That was a toss-up, really. Okay, next. Alright, this is grazing country. You can see it's been being munched on. Some decent erosion here. Crash markers. Oh my god. Fatalities, injuries. Oh my god. Thanks for that. Where are we? Jeez. Got some quite large coniferous trees. Another long thing here. These look like they're either flood affected or getting a bit mangy by being up north. I'm not sure which. Don't know what's going on there. This, I don't know, those forests don't feel properly grown. But we've got lots of these conifers going on. This is a bit confusing. The soil does remind me of Vic. I've never seen that shit before. I don't know this one. It is tempting to go Victoria, but alright. The forest size is making me uncomfortable. Jesus Christ. I go Taz, it's Vic. I go Vic, it's Taz. I'm trying to do state streaks at the moment with Australia. I tell ya, it is so hard. I can see that sign. It says Gympie. I can't even avoid it. Fair enough. So it is M1 West to Gympie and Brisbane. Really? How can that be? There's the M1. So the M1 is west of where we are. Hang on. Oh, I can move, can't I? You are in Sippy Downs. Something Downs. Sippy Downs Drive University. Something. Sippy Downs. Who comes up with these stupid names? Oh, look, I can't be fucked. Oh, let's just chuck it there. That was pretty shit for a guess, wasn't it? What was going on there? Was I just disoriented or what? All right. All right, we've got some nice red soil. We do have quite a prominent yellow plate. Right, where's the red soil in New South? Well, I know Lightning Ridge has red soil because that's where they dig all the opal. And I watch Outback Opal Hunters. So, is that Broken Hill, I think, does? Lightning Ridge somewhere here, or is that like in another state? I don't even know. White Cliffs, there's another opal mining town. That's the oldest opal mining town in Australia. And they produce white opal pineapples, which are clusters of quartz crystals that have been replaced with opal. And they're really beautiful and worth like $100,000, $60,000 each. Okay, there's a train track going. Okay, so on the opposite angle of this, if we just swap that around, and that's going to be taking something to somewhere. just going to chuck it in Dubbo, but I think it's going to be more west. It was, not by much. If only I'd have just done that angle out from Sydney. Griffith. Okay. Light brown sandy soil. It's feeling quite humidy. I don't know why I'm associating that with that shape. So generic, isn't it? What do you do with it? I mean, if you're doing state streaks, right, you had to pin this down to a state, what are your chances of getting it right? Especially when the colour in these potato photos is so off. Shit. Ah, well, that was shit. 10 grand. Crap score. Very bad. Let's do another one. Challenge. Queensland at first sight. I'd say pretty certain Queensland at first sight, but you know, go with caution. Some of these look like they could be mango trees. Oh, okay. I feel like the water's that way, so east, so we're going to be, I would comfortably say up here. I don't think it's directly in Cairns. I'll put it there. Not bad. Pretty close. But that was an easy one, right? That wasn't hard. Nice colours in this. It's looking like Tassie, isn't it? At first glance. Interesting, there's just like this backtrack in the middle of nowhere. What's this? I'm going to look for native grasses and see what's going on here. You know what? I can't see any. I can't see any at all. Alright, whatever. If I didn't go here, I would go the back of the back of the Alpine area. No, actually I wouldn't. I'd go, I don't know where I'd go. I'm just gonna go here. Fuck me, really? Will I ever get the hang of this thing? This I'm gonna place down in Geelong. This looks exactly like where I grew up, but it's a little bit off. And when I see stuff that looks like where I came from, it doesn't quite match, it means it's on the other side of the bay. I grew up down here, so I'd chuck it over here. Let's have another look. Looks a lot like where I grew up, like a lot. And I think you can tell it's coastal because these things look like they've had a lot of wind. You know, they look like they get buffeted a lot, kind of mangled by the strong winds. And the winds look like they're coming from this way. I don't know what to make of that. Let's just go somewhere. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. The wind looked like it was coming from the west on those trees, which means it's coming in from this way, like more from the ocean. Although we did get a lot of cold winds coming up this way. Fair enough. But that wasn't too far. I was thinking along the right track. Now that actually looks familiar. This, if I'm lucky, might be really familiar. And it is. This I can probably pin down if I'm lucky. If I'm lucky. There's a lot of lookalike spots. All right. I don't know. Maybe I can. Maybe I can't. This is definitely coastal. These are coastal tea trees that you see in, like, on the peninsulas, and the soil will be sandy. It is. The bush will be generally really low, wind mangled. You can get the drift, right? It looks a lot like where I grew up, but it's not quite. I don't recognize it, and I've been through most of these streets, right? So I don't know. It might not be. It might not be where I'm gonna go, but let's put it kind of. Oh man, I don't know. Fucking here somewhere. Blair Gary. Yes. Thank you. That's not too bad. It's pretty shit considering it's my area, but it was alright. I did say Blair Gary, but I went right. This again does look Victorian a little bit. That doesn't look familiar, that kind of tree. This looks like shitty country Vic. Like, this kind of house is, when you get a certain distance out from, I guess, any capital city in any country of the world, you get to that point where it's a bit shitty. The regional centres lift things up a bit, but like when you start getting in, like Sale is quite a large place and Bairnsdale, but you know, when you're in between, it gets a bit shitty right in the middle. When it's too far to travel anywhere, the houses are cheap, they look a bit like this. Those are north. That's not what the mountains look like here. If I was going to put it somewhere, I'd go like, I don't know, fucking up here somewhere. Had the right idea, wasn't too far away. Lancefield. That is a pretty good score for Australia. That's not bad. Getting better. And I hope you're getting better too. I found that doing these maps, even just one or two of them, really helps. Like doing Russia or doing Brazil, it works. It really works, even if you just pick up one or two things. And if you watched my other vids, you remember what I said about there being a water pipeline in between Perth and Kalgoorlie? One of those pictures actually came up on A Diverse World on Pete's stream the other day, but he was going through them so fast, I didn't have a chance to say anything to pin it down. But I saw it and I was like, there's that fucking pipe. I know where that is. So, you know, I reckon some of these things are going to come in useful. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.